Alright, so big Amazon day today. My over-the-road weBoost has arrived. We're gonna see how that does. My replacement toilet has arrived, so I gotta get that done. Yeah, it's gonna be a busy day. I gotta get that done. Rob is tired of it stinking in here. So, to work I go. Alright, so this is what we're gonna be doing today.
Whoop whoop.
Taking care of the internet situation that's been haunting me this entire trip. The toilet situation that's almost been haunting us the entire trip. Now 2 weeks in, fortunately we're here at Oaks for this week, so we were able to get a replacement toilet. Alright, so this is a toilet that basically is under silent recall. What that means is they aren't acknowledging really that it has a problem, but they're fixing it anyway. The issue is it can be a very big inconvenience, but they did take care of it. This is Dometic took care of this. They were going to replace it with the same toilet for free, but with supposedly a fix. And I opted to upgrade because I didn't want to even risk going down there. So this toilet is basically the same. The top of the toilet that you sit on is ceramic right here, and then this part we opted for with wood. So these two pieces aren't even plastic. This is wood.
It's awesome.
That is nice. It costs 75 bucks for the upgrade, but this is like a $250 toilet. I'm not going to change the fact that I'm annoyed that I have to do this on a trip, but at least it did get taken care of. But this is much, much nicer, and we are going to put it in. Basically, we've got just 2 screws that have to go in and connect in the water line. Let's go in. I'm going to put this back in the box. It's pretty light. It only adds about 22 pounds to the weight of the trailer compared to the other toilet. So I'm going to turn the water pump off. I'm going to release some pressure from my lines. Alright, so I'm emptying the water out the line. I've got the pump off and I'm getting all the water. Okay, it looks like the water's now been emptied. So now let's see what we have to do. Okay, on this is the water line. We have to get this off. It looks like that. I need a pair of pliers to loosen that. It's not coming off with my hand. And then on the sides, they got a little cap and 2 screws that come out. So I'm not going to film that because I can't even get the camera in there. Okay, note to self. Fortunately, I'm at my parents and they have tools, but I need to add to my tool set these standard wrenches that have the ratchet end, because all I have is a socket set right now, and you can't get sockets on these. The bolt is too long. So this is like a necessity, and also a pair of channel lock pliers. Alright, have a little bowl handy. I didn't have one handy and a little bit of water came out of the floor I have to clean up. I'm going to take this opportunity to clean all this up down here. But here's what it looks like with the toilet out. Just to be clear, there is absolutely no smell coming from the septic at all. I put my nose down there as close as I want to, and there is nothing coming from it. This septic is so clean, especially after I've been treating it and everything, because I thought it was the problem. Yeah, no smells are coming from it. It's all coming from the toilet. Alright, that looks a little better. I don't have running water yet because I don't have that hooked up, but I got the majority of it really clean with some cleaning detergent. That's a starting point. So let's go ahead and get this toilet out of here. It doesn't really feel like there's a lot in here yet, but oh God.
Why would you smell it?
I don't know how much is going to pour out.
Ew.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Is there more coming out too?
Yeah, there's more in there.
It's like slime.
So, I'm going to wash my hands. I'll be right back. Let's go ahead and turn our water on and see if we have any leaks. Alright, we have water pressure. I'll just use a paper towel first. I'll put it all around here. See if it comes back wet in any way. Looks to be dry. Now let's do a flush test. Definitely has a nicer flushing system here. We'll let it run for a little bit. It looks like it uses less water too. It distributes the water all the way around the tank. You won't have to run it as long. You could literally run it a shorter amount of time. So it's gonna save water too. That's kind of nice. So it looks like we're good. No leaks. I'm gonna finish putting the little caps over the screws and all that kind of little stuff, and it's done. Took about 30 minutes. This is something actually really nice about this toilet. Look how much water is in the bowl. The other toilet wouldn't do that. Like a real toilet has a little bit of water in the bowl. The other toilet would only have like literally a ½ inch of water. This actually fills up. So when you, even if I go quick, like that, it still does a little bit of a trickle fill to get it up to a regular level. while I was at it, I figured I would hang the towel rack. Now, these are just snug. You don't want to tighten them too tight or they will strip. This screw up here is solid. It's going through the main framing piece of wood that's inside the door. Again, the bottom screw is mostly cosmetic. It does provide some support, but the main support is up here. That's as far down you can go on the door with it being secure, but instead of using little hooks like that, we now can hang towels up here. And that's pretty solid. So went ahead and took care of that while I was at it. I gotta figure out what to do with the toilet paper roll. I guess being they don't have a real good track record of figuring how to hang stuff in these walls and have them actually secure to something, they would leave some of the smaller things for the owner to figure out on their own. I'm referring to things like the blinds falling off because they couldn't figure out that they should bolt them to the framing on the bottom of the cabinet instead of the panel board that's, you know, like an 1/8 inch thick that has no support behind it. Anyway, so now I'm going to try to figure out what to do with the toilet paper roll. That one's going to be a lot harder. I'll be right back with you. So I've come to the conclusion there's no good place to put the toilet paper roll with the hanger thing that they give you that looks like these ends right here. So the reason why is, let's look at this. It's kind of cramped in here to move around as it is, as you can see. So we got limited options for space. Also, this wall, you could put something right here, but again, that's taken from your space. Over here, there's no support. In this area, there's no support. You got a little thin area here, but again, nothing to support it on that. Now, I guess you could do mollies. The biggest thing is this all interferes with where you're at. You can't do the door, really. The biggest thing is if you put it anywhere in here, you're gonna have less space because now your toilet paper's in the way. If you put it right here, it's gonna be, you know, you're gonna be sitting here and it's just kind of in the way. So I think you could put it up here, but the issue is then, you know, you got a toilet paper here that's getting in the way of your toothbrush and all that other kind of stuff. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with the toilet paper. So for the moment, I guess that's gonna have to wait. But the rod for the towels is taken care of. Now, on to the OTR, over the road, weBoost. Let's get that thing unboxed and installed. So far, I can't even get the weBoost to work here for Verizon, which if it's not going to work here for Verizon, that means I'm going to run into major issues other places. It is boosting it. It's making it more usable for phone calls, but not for internet. I can kind of use the internet on my cell phone when it's on, but for some reason I can't, even though I can pull it up on my cell phone when I tether, even though I got plenty of bandwidth free to tether, it doesn't work. And also on another note, apparently I ordered over the road version because I watched another YouTuber that was doing camping and he suggested it. I did searching, I didn't see any other alternatives from their site and they said that was the best thing they had. But apparently they have an RV version that has a nice longer cord and stuff like that. Now keep in mind, the longer the distance, the less the signal is going to be by the time it hits the booster that they provide. So I don't know if that's good or bad or whatever. But they do have an RV version as well, which you probably will want to look at. It also comes with the longer over the road antenna. Again, I'm still trying to get this thing to work right now. It's not doing me any good in the area we were at for Verizon. It is boosting the signal. I tested it on my mom's phone, which is a carrier that uses AT&T, but she's already getting 5 bars on that. So maybe I'll just get an AT&T phone as well. But anyway, it dropped hers from -97 clear up to 82. So that's a pretty good boost right there. And unfortunately on the iPhone, the signal thing isn't working. So I can't tell. The Google speed test on the iPhone, it pretty much is like 0.01 down and 0.01 up. And when I have the weBoost on, it is 0.30 down and 0.1 up. I am getting so discouraged, to be honest. Why can't I just get something to work? And then again, yet another problem with this trailer. I'm trying to get the back off the safety alert device detects if you got propane leaks or the carbon monoxide or whatever it is. I found out the wire's cut. And it's literally cut so short, unless I can get the back off and splice onto that wire, I have nothing really to work with. Look at that. Look at that. Anyway, I'm gonna go inside and try to make a Home Chef meal with my mom. All right, so this problem may not be a Rockwood issue. They cut the wire, somebody cut the wire because the sensor is defective. Instead of replacing it, they cut the wire. There's certain things that I had to take this whole thing apart to get a new wire ran to the sensor. So I got it all apart, reattached the sensor. There's certain things that I know Rockwood screwed up on. When they didn't have all the screws up underneath here for the hanger. When they ran screws into nothing when bolting down this panel. When they put the drawer slides on wrong, so the drawers didn't work. When they screwed in the blinds to a weak section in the board so nothing was secured, instead of screwing it up into here that was stable. When they had to knowingly put a toilet in their camper and they know that people are having problems with, they should have been going for a nicer toilet, period. Things like that, that's Rockwood. This problem, I think the dealer did. I'm calling the dealer tomorrow and I'm going to just outright confront them and say, hey, did one of your guys cut it because they didn't want to have to deal with getting a hold of the factory and getting a replacement for it? Because that would have been easier? Who did this? Who put my life at risk because they were too lazy to fix a sensor and decided to cut the wire instead of putting a new sensor in? I'm sure Rockwood has its issues, but I can't imagine some guy when he's got 20 of these, why he wouldn't have just replaced it. We'll find out. I'll make the call tomorrow.